there's a snobbery attached to Welsh speakers. Whether they are snobs or not about it, there is. I know I'm going to be controversial in saying this, but I'm just going to say it because I'm Welsh and I can. But Welsh language is the minority in Wales. Those who speak it, a little amount, right? Majority of Wales don't speak Welsh. It's just a tradition. Now, I know it wound some people up last time I said this, that Welsh is a tradition for the majority of Wales. But what I mean is that it's taught as part of the curriculum in schools, in English medium schools, as it should be. And then it's passed down through small amounts, right? I mean, the most I think most kids can remember from a Welsh lesson is like Shmai or, Diolch, it's those types of things. And that's passed down, that just should be passed down from generation to generation to keep the Welsh language alive, especially in the south where the majority of South Walians don't speak Welsh. For some reason, it's a real contentious issue in Wales because some people feel that you're not properly Welsh unless you speak the Welsh language. And part of me agrees a little bit with that because I myself am a non-Welsh speaker. I'm actually a learner because a lot of my friends are fluent Welsh speakers. One of them thinks in Welsh, so she would be talking to me in English and slip into Welsh. But they are taking the patience and the time to teach me bit by bit how to speak Welsh. This is where I think we've got to get to the root of the problem because Plaid went to chuck more money at the educational system, so to Labour, in order for us to be able to speak Welsh. So they want English medium schools to become Welsh medium schools. I think that is already a bad idea for a damaged school because our educational system in Wales is terrible, right? It's absolutely shot. So I think the way that we approach learning Welsh has to be different, okay? Let's put it out there. Everybody should speak Welsh in Wales. I said it. Oh my gosh, I said it. Right? I do believe it would be wonderful for everybody in Wales to speak Welsh, but we have to face reality. And if we don't get to the root of the problem, and there is a problem, right, we have to acknowledge there's a problem with people speaking Welsh right now, and the want and the passion to speak Welsh isn't there, right? And I'll get to that in a minute. We have to get to the root of the problem, and the root of the problem isn't education. We've got schools that are teaching it, we've got adult lessons, we've got, you can go on the, it's like a language site in it, and you can learn any language in the world. We've got more access than ever to learn the language. But yet, after all the money that's been thrown at us to learn Welsh, we're still no better off. So there's got to be another problem. Now, I believe one of the roots of the problem is there's a snobbery attached to Welsh speakers. Whether they are snobs or not about it, there is, right? So non-Welsh speakers feel like they're looked down upon and that the Welsh language speakers, that there's this hierarchy out there, more Welsh because they can speak the language of Wales, right? And I've experienced this firsthand where I went to, I was driving past Mid Wales, went into a shop to buy in a little village to buy some things, and the woman behind the counter, she was obviously the owner of this shop, was so rude. She refused to talk to me in English. She was so rude and then asked me to leave. She literally said, please leave, because I was an English-speaking Welsh woman. And I think that attitude is disgusting, right? And then we wonder why there's this, because Welsh people are stubborn, right? We wonder why then non-Welsh speakers refuse to speak Welsh. It's because of that attitude from the Welsh speakers, right? So we have to bridge the divide, right? We have to have this unity again where the Welsh speakers help us. I mean, that woman could have easily turned around and done, right, okay, let me teach you what these things that I was buying are in Welsh. I would have loved that, right? And taught me something, right? I'm not so above myself that I'm not willing to be taught, right? I want to be taught, but what I don't want to be is judged, right? I wasn't brought up by Welsh parents, right? I was brought up by parents who were born in England, right? I'm married to an Englishman, right? So I don't get the opportunity to speak Welsh. But I'd love the opportunity to learn Welsh, okay? So I think we have to stop this judgmental thing, and we've got to unite ways in a passion and a love for speaking our language. And that starts with taking the judgment off the table, right? And then introducing it into our everyday lives. Like every time we go to a coffee shop, if the counters worked alongside businesses, and say with the coffee shop now, you go in, and instead of saying, oh, can I have a cup of tea, right? Just ask for a paned. You know, if it's the paned or coffee, right? Then I think it will filter into our society, into our communities a lot faster than if you try to do it through the schools and force in the Welsh language onto the youth. That, trust me, as soon as they get out of the school, they will not speak it. We've got a local comprehensive school that is a first language Welsh speaking school. I know that the kids come out of there and then don't speak Welsh, right? So it's a cultural shift that we need, right? It's not an educational shift we need, right? You can throw all the money at it. And this is, again, why I'm not voting for Plaid, because they're not looking at us culturally and communities understanding that there's a massive divide right now in our nation and how to bridge that divide. Do you know what they're going to do? Just chuck more money at it and hope that it heals itself. And that is not it. I love the Welsh language. I love Welsh language speakers. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I love listening to it. I love it when people are, you know, around me and they talk in Welsh, and I'd love to be a part of it. But it's not going to be through education that happens. It's going to be via community, friendship, right? Which has always been part of Wales. That song, there'll be a welcome in the hillsides, there'll be a welcome in the vales, right? That is what Wales is. We are a country and a nation of friends, and we welcome friendship, right? So Welsh needs to come back, but not via education, via community projects. So all I have to say is don't look to the right, don't look to the left, look up Britain.